Hello, clever people, and welcome to my review for To Kill a Mockingbird. So To Kill a Mockingbird was a movie as part of the TCM Classic Movies series. I wanted to start reviewing those again because they were coming back to my hometown, but the first one was Wizard of Oz, which I had no desire to see again in theaters. The other one was My Fair Lady, which I couldn't see at the time because I was on vacation, but I finally got to see the one this March, which was To Kill a Mockingbird. And this is a film that I like quite a bit. It stars Gregory Peck in the lead role, and it follows the story of Atticus Finch, who is a simple man living in a town in the deep south, and he is a lawyer. And what happens is that there is a African-American man who is put on trial for the rape of a white woman. And the entire story is told from the perspective of his 7-year-old daughter as she is witnessing these horrific events, but kind of viewing it as a child. This film came out in 1962, and it came out to great praise. People loved the movie at the time, and it was adapted from a very famous novel, so it's very weird that it got such great praise, because a lot of the time people who love the book and then go see the movie say, oh, it wasn't good because it wasn't what I imagined about it. And you know, that's just one of the big things with adapting books to film, but To Kill a Mockingbird was just one of those movies that nobody really had a problem with, and I understand why. This film is great. It is very, very good, and it stands up very, very well. You can tell it's dated. It's in black and white. There's some zoom-ins and that kind of stuff that don't really work, but this movie, the message still stands, and it still stands very, very strong. Having not seen To Kill a Mockingbird in a while, I will say that it has lost some of its charm. When I was younger, I adored this movie, and I think that it has lost some of its charm for me. I still think it's great. It's not as good as I remember necessarily, and I think I'll start off with my problems here. I think one of the problems is with the cinematography. I think that there are a few times that it looks really flimsy on certain zoom-ins. I think that there's certain aspects of cinematography that are bad and certain parts that are good. My other bad with the movie has to do with the perspective that the movie takes. It starts out by having the perspective be from a young girl who is 7 years old, and they keep that throughout so that you're always following the children, so that you always see things from their point of view, and it's shot that way so the two people are fighting and the kids don't see who's fighting in it. They only see the hands, and their character is revealed later when it's revealed to the kids. So that does put you in the perspective of the kids. However, I think that was a problem for the first 30 to 40, maybe even the first hour of the movie, because I couldn't get invested in it. It was really hard for me, and I believe that was the reason why. Besides that, this film really is incredible, and I think what stood out to me this time was the writing. There are some expertly written scenes in this movie that after you hear the dialogue, you're just in shock at how good they are. One of them is, there's a scene after the court case with the boy and a woman. I don't really remember how the woman relates to the family, but the woman is talking to Atticus's son about how his father has to do jobs that nobody else wants to do, and that some men are sent to the planet because they are meant to do jobs that no one else wants to. Then that was an incredibly written scene, and there are scenes like that throughout the entire film that are completely engrossing and enthralling purely because it's so well written. And I also believe that the direction was very good in this movie. The cinematography, other than the weird close zoom-ins and a few other weird things, it works well, and it works in getting you in the perspective of Scout. And I also think that a director's number one job is making it so that their actors have good material to work with and their actors know what to do. And when you have a really good director, they can direct child actors, and that's what you got in this movie. He could direct child actors, and he directed them very well. They were very, They were very realistic. You very much believed them. And even some of the older performers in it, like Gregory Peck, I mean, his performance has been noted as one of the best performances of all time for a reason. He is insanely good in this movie. His entire performance is subtle. He never has a big breakdown scene. He never yells. He never cries. He just has very subtle changes in his face, but you see so much emotion in it. It's the type of performance that is studied in school, and for a good reason. I don't think To Kill a Mockingbird really stuck with me as much as it did the first time I saw it, but the message stays the same. Not judging people, not believing the bad or the worse in man. And it's a message that's really strong, especially for today, and I'm really, really glad that the movie is being shown in theaters and that it's remembered so well, and that the book is read in school, and that plays are produced of it. I was in a production of it at my local college. I played Dill, and the play really stuck out to me too, because the message is so strong and it applies so much today. I am very glad that I got to see this on the theater again. I'm so happy that TCM does that type of thing where they show the old movies back in the theater again. I think To Kill a Mockingbird is a great film. It has its problems, but still, it is still a movie that I hold in a very close and dear place in my heart. I will give To Kill a Mockingbird an 8.5 out of 10. Alright, that concludes my review for To Kill a Mockingbird. So, what are your thoughts on this film, or what do you think of the book? Comment in the comment section below and let me know. I'm Robert Burke, and this has been The Clever Critics. Goodbye.